Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day thus far. Not been the greatest day for me, if I'm being honest, but either way, we're here hanging out for a little bit. As the title suggests, going to talk a little bit about Dexter Resurrection and some ideas of where things are headed. If anyone hops in, want to bring up some specific topics with regards to the show, definitely welcome to do that. But then also probably throw in some Slay the Spire as well, just for some more active stuff on the stream. Beyond just talking about Dexter. So I figured I did not prep this beforehand, but let me get some maybe music up while we're chatting. I did add a few other songs, so hopefully we get some more variety. All right, let me quickly open these and make sure it's not going to be like blasting. All right, yeah, let me turn that down a bit. Let's see where that's at. It's probably a little high. Let me... All right, let me throw that on. All right, hopefully you can probably hear music now, and that should be at a good level, but if it's like too low or high, let me know and I can tweak it. But I figured I'd just have something going on while we're hanging out. All right. The Cubs made stupid moves at the MLB trade deadline, so it pisses me off. That's fair. I used to be like major into sports, but I've kind of over the last few years, honestly, since probably around the pandemic, I've kind of fallen off. I mean, you can kind of see a hockey stick back there, actually, which maybe it's a good thing, JDev. I think I just bumped the table there, because we would probably be on opposing sides with a lot of it. Also, hopefully this shirt's not like too vibrant. I'm realizing it looks kind of like blown out in the coloring, so let me know. I can change that if I need to, but wearing my Cobra Kai for today. But my sports allegiance is to St. Louis, so actually you can kind of see I have my hat that I normally wear is a Stanley Cup hat. So, and that's also one of the Blues backup goalies gave me that at a game one time. So, but I am traditionally, if we're talking baseball, Cardinals fan, but I have not followed too much over the last few years. But I appreciate the rivalry with the Cubs, that's for sure. I'm happy to indulge the conversation. I haven't paid attention too much. What deadline moves did they make that did not work out? How are the Cubs doing this year? I know for a while, Cardinals were doing like pretty good in that division, but I think their division overall was kind of weak last I looked. Let me see, just out of curiosity, since it's been a long time since I have looked. I did see, I think the NL won the All-Star game this year, probably for the first time in a long time. I feel like the AL always wins that for some reason. I mean, they probably have better batters because they had designated hitter, but now that's in both leagues, so maybe it'll even out a little bit. Yeah, actually, Cardinals are about where I thought. They're at like 500. They're back far. Cubs are doing well, though. They're one game back. So they make sense that they would actually be involved in the trade deadline in like a positive way. Them and the Brewers feel like they're probably going to be neck and neck for the division. So that's cool. Who's on the Cubs these days? Let me see if I can see the stats. Yeah, I don't know most of these players these days. They needed a controllable starting pitcher. They got a bunch of relief pitchers. Okay. I mean, relief pitching is kind of huge when it comes to the postseason, though, because you're getting pretty deep into your bullpen in some games. Pete, Crow, Armstrong, Kyle Tucker. I definitely don't know Pete. Kyle sounds familiar. So that kind of shows my like keeping up with things when it comes to baseball. Honestly, when it comes to like the Cardinals, even, I'm like, they have Arenado. Much beyond that these days. Like, I probably stopped a little bit after like Molina retired, but it's still a fun sport. I know it's kind of viewed as being boring, but I enjoy it. The playoffs are always a good time. Granted, since there's no salary cap, it pretty much just becomes like the Dodgers versus, I don't know, the Yankees or Red Sox, whoever's willing to pay the most that year. So, but I mean, it's a fun time either way. But let me bring up a few topics. I quickly took some notes before jumping on stream just to get some conversation with regards to Dexter. And JDev, since you're here, obviously that's up your alley, so feel free to chime in. But first thing I thought about is, since we're almost halfway through the season, we will be after tonight, who do you think of the remaining characters? Obviously, I mean, spoilers if you haven't watched up through season or episode 4 thus far. Yeah, Dodgers, Yankees. I mean, they have the largest like payrolls, I imagine. For a while there, the Dodgers like didn't win, even though, I mean, the Yankees haven't won in a while too, though. I feel like the Dodgers always choked, but then the last like 5 or so years, I feel like they've actually won. So, but when it comes to Dexter, and as I said, keep in mind, if you haven't watched up through episode 4, we're gonna talk about kind of the current state of things, so just be mindful of that. But of the remaining characters in the show, I don't know if we're gonna get too many new characters introduced. I feel like episode 4 kind of gave us our last batch of introduction of new characters. I'm not sure of anyone else that I can really think of that we haven't seen yet already, which is probably good. You don't want to be adding too many new people on the back half of the season. Cubs could spend money, but they choose not to. That's how it kind of always is. I feel like when I was watching the Cardinals, they were the same way. They were just, I don't know, you have the money, but I imagine the Cubs are kind of the same thing, where they're 2 historic franchises, so they know fans are going to show up no matter what, so they don't have to spend. You can be a losing team and people are going to still come to the games. I mean, people want to go to Wrigley, so would you spend money if it didn't really change your revenue? I don't know. Paramount, since you screenshot the rest of the season, is already what? Really? That's awesome. If you're being serious, that's awesome. I guess I don't know how much you should partake in the conversation then, if you already have all the answers here. I assume you would still put out, well, the kind of, if you have watched them, so I can't say anything. The nice part is you can probably do reviews like earlier. You may not put them out until the show airs, but you could have them ready to go, which is kind of nice. But that's awesome. I will speculate on my own then and let you just observe and probably laugh at my assumptions. So the first one I was thinking, of the characters that are still alive, we obviously lost the Dark Passenger. We lost Lowell, or Neil Patrick Harris's character. Who of our cast that we have going forward for the rest of this season only, not looking at like Resurrection as a whole, but this season only, who's gonna die? I'm just kidding. April Fool's Day. I mean, I would believe it. They do. I mean, Netflix does that stuff all the time. I haven't heard of anybody doing that for Dexter, though. Like you mentioned Cody earlier. I don't think I've heard him say like he has stuff, because I don't know if Paramount keeps that like close to their chest. But I mean, you got the reputation building with your channel growth, so I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it doesn't shock me if that was true. So in that case, you can't participate. Who do we think is going to die in these next 6 episodes? And as I said, not looking at future seasons. So if we're talking about like Batista, for example, you'd have to say he's going to die this season. You can't say like he'll die by the end of Resurrection. Matt and Just TV have watched the whole season. I don't know if I know them, but that's cool. It sounds like maybe they do give some screeners out. But who do we think is going to die? By the way, JDev, let me know if the music, since you are here in chat, if it's like at a decent level for you, not like obnoxious. My 2 guesses, and these aren't very much like stretches, is I think Rapunzel, so Eric Stone Treat's character, and I think the Gemini Killer, Dave DeSmalkian, are the 2 that I would target as saying they're going to die this season. Okay. Really? I mean, Harrison feels like a big... I kind of forgot Leon Prater. That's probably a good one, too. I kind of went with the approach of, like, I don't know, Stranger Things season 2, where... Or pretty much all of Stranger Things seasons, let's be honest. they bring on like a prominent actor. Like in retrospect, I was like bummed when Bob died in Stranger Things, but I'm like, they were never gonna have him as like a reoccurring character. Like he's a pretty big name actor, Sean Astin. So him being only in one season made sense. So I'm kind of trying to view it from that lens. I'm like, okay, who feels like they would not be on long term? Leon Prater is a good assumption for that. Gemini Killer will probably die as well. This just jumped to more of a rock song. Let me maybe turn it down a little bit. All right. Actually, we'll probably just skip that one for now. I don't know if I added a bunch of these like rock ones. I don't know if I dig them as much. Yeah, we'll skip those for now. Maybe we'll take them off the list. Music sounds good, isn't too loud. All right, cool. Thank you. I, as I said, quickly wrote down some names with Rapunzel, Gemini Killer, kind of the lineup of their people. But Leon Prater, I think, is on that list too. I think Leon Prater very much gives off like last episode vibes. But then how does Charlie come into play? Like, are we saying Charlie is going to be in the next season, or like, I'm not sure how her role is going to like evolve if Leon Prater is killed off. Claudette. Is Claudette Harrison's girlfriend? That name doesn't ring a bell. Or not girlfriend, but like friend. I think Charlie survives. Okay. I mean, she seems like they're very much hinting that she would be kind of hard to take down. So I think that would make sense to have her character be a continuing threat. Oh yeah, Claudette Wallace, right? Detective Wallace. Yeah, that's right. I could see that maybe. I don't know. She kind of strikes me as like an ongoing issue for Dexter, and I don't know that actress. So if she doesn't have like other stuff that she's going to be working on, it would make sense to maybe to keep her for a few seasons. Elsa Harrison. Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah, the one that I don't know. Harrison dying this season, I feel like would be a big shock. I mean, we almost had an entire spinoff show for him, and I think whenever this run ends of Dexter, I think it makes sense to probably have Harrison have some potential for a spinoff. But I don't know. Now that Batista is on Dexter and Harrison, it'd be tough to have Harrison like continue Dexter's like reign of terror. But I mean, I think probably the easy ones are like, to your point, I think is Al Rapunzel or like Eric Stonestreet's character? I think that's a pretty straightforward one. It seems like with Neil Patrick Harris dying, the rest of the group seems like they could be kind of the kill of the week. Maybe the kill of a couple weeks of episodes. It's probably not happening. There's no way Batista does. Yeah, that's Al. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think everyone's been speculating that Batista dies at the end of the season. That would extremely shock me. I mean, granted, we have done shock before. We've killed Rita. We've killed Deb. We've done all that stuff before. So they're not like allergic to doing that. But I kind of feel like the writers have like more of a moral code since then. And I think killing off Batista would kind of go against that. The only challenge is Batista is getting extremely close. So typically when somebody gets close to Dexter, whether it's Dokes or LaGuerta, any of the other like characters in the past, that normally doesn't end well for them. And Batista doesn't overly strike me as somebody that's going to like back off and be like, you know what? I understand your moral compass. I accept you for who you are, because LaGuerta was a casualty. Granted, Dexter didn't officially do that, but it would be hard to get Batista like back on Dexter's side at this point for me. I would think that that's probably challenging for his character arc to like suddenly be on Dexter's team. So I get that part of saying he's gonna die, but I still kind of feel like they want to have a general levity to the show, even though there's dark elements that killing Batista would kind of go down a different path for. And he's kind of a fan favorite. Like you could probably, they seem like they're thus far in the show wanting to do a lot of fan service stuff and like make fans happy. I think a lot of fans would be bummed if you killed Batista. So would they go that route? I don't know. I think Dexter and Harrison will pin Ryan's murder on Mia. Ooh, that'd be interesting. I mean, at the very least, you could have them kind of pin the murder on somebody else. You can have them pin the murder on, you know, Gemini, Rapunzel, anyone else. That's an idea. Although it'd be hard to like validate that because they weren't on the cameras anywhere. Granted, they did talk about the back door being accessible to anybody. So it's possible. I kind of feel like, though, we can kind of jump into maybe to my next topic, that I get the vibe that Mia is going to be Dexter's like love interest, and I don't know how close they'll actually get, but she definitely seems to be serving as that somewhat role for this season. I think this week's episode will be the weakest, but I hope I'm wrong. It does feel like we're in a bit of a transition episode. Like, we met all the big bads. The only major drama I could see in this episode is Leon Prater finding out that Lowell was killed, and then that creating a lot of tension. But other than that, we've kind of uncovered a lot of the like big stuff thus far, so we're somewhat in a like middle ground episode. Like, I expect Dexter probably gets close with Mia this episode, and like, I don't know, Harrison develops his relationship with, I think Elsa, you said her name was. Probably Harrison, we have a lot of like downtime with him and Dexter, I would guess. I imagine that's how the episode probably starts, is them like having a moment together. I guess that'll be interesting. That's something that we haven't seen yet, so that could make this episode super interesting, seeing how Harrison reacts to Dexter. Is he going to embrace him, or is he going to... I mean, I don't think he's going to like turn him in at this point. I feel like we're undoing all of the end of New Blood stuff, so I kind of assume once Harrison meets Dexter here, my interpretation is that he's going to be happy he's here and rely on Dexter to help him like get out of the spiral that he's in. I don't think we're going to continue down the path of like Harrison against Dexter, at least for now. Maybe next season, but it'd be weird for them to do that this one, since we kind of did that a lot in New Blood. And as I said, they're kind of veering away from all of the New Blood stuff. On an Untick Nep. Yeah, definitely. Feel free to take off. I know you probably got to cover a lot of Dexter stuff tonight too, so. Hannah is his love interest returning soon. That was actually the... I was going to kind of rank my thoughts on where Mia is going to wind up falling within Dexter's love interest, like, history. I don't know. I currently have her at 4th, and I'm saying love interest is like somebody that Dexter was with like for a majority of a season at least, not like a one night stand type of thing. So in my mind, that means we have Rita, Lumen, Hannah, Mia, Lila, which ironically I noticed they all kind of sound the same, where they're like 2-syllable like names. Veer away from Hannah's supposed death. But as I was like putting my list together, as far as like how I view Dexter's love interest, honestly, I didn't like and super enjoy Rita as a character per se, but I think she worked for Dexter's like lifestyle. Like when she passed away, it kind of spoiled things because now Dexter had to take care of the kids, and that was like a side plot that I think wasn't the strongest. So then we just inserted like Jamie, and then he got to continue his stuff again. She was, but I think that was like the point of her character, though. And I think it worked for me. She was kind of constantly annoying, but I think they worked together as her being kind of his shield. So, I mean, if you asked me like today, ranking Dexter's love interests, I know I'm going to get canceled for this, but at the bottom, I would have Lila. I didn't like Lila. I don't know if we were supposed to. I feel like I've seen mixed viewpoints on if people liked her as a character. I wasn't a big fan of her. And if I'm trying to insert Mia at this point, maybe it'll change, but I think Mia is then 4th. I'm kind of torn between 3rd and 4th. And between 3rd and 4th with her, I have Hannah. So right now I have Hannah at 3rd, but depending on how Mia turns out as a character, that could change. I enjoyed Lumen. I have her at 2nd. Then I honestly have Rita at 1st because while I didn't love her on screen by herself, I think the dynamic between her and Dexter really worked. Yeah, she's not. She's playing that role. Whether it becomes like full on, we'll see. She's his like companion, at least I'll say, for this season. She's his Miguel Prado, if you want to count that as like his companion. You like Lila? I couldn't stand Lila. I don't know. I feel like everybody thought she was like super hot or whatever, but like even in the show, that was like Batista's thing. Like, oh man, she's amazing, and then he goes on a date with her. That's probably another thing that didn't make me like her. She like manipulated Batista. I don't know. Her character was supposed to do all those things, but she's probably also one of the weaker big bads for me. If I ever do a ranking on that, she would probably be pretty low because she's not that formidable and she's not that likable. Like a lot of these villains, you can like aspects of even if they're playing a bad person. I didn't really like anything about Lila. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth whether I found her entertaining because I feel like I didn't like her. But sometimes it's like nice to have somebody you're rooting against too. It's like, I don't know, whenever there's like a reality show where there's people getting voted off or whatever, a lot of times I like strongly dislike one of the characters. And then when they get kicked off, I'm like, well, this is less exciting now. I liked rooting against them. So that aspect of entertaining I could see with Lila because it was somebody easy to root against. But I don't know if I like that as much as like a big bad that's kind of fun to dive into more so. Like honestly, I don't know if does Dokes count as a big bad, but I feel like I liked his stuff a lot more in season 2 than Lila's. I mean, Dexter's also kind of the big bad in season 2 with the Bear Butcher stuff. But while I really like season 2, she is definitely the weakest part of season 2 for me. Building off of that, my question is building off the first question as far as who will die. What's going to happen to Batista this season? I don't think he's going to die. I think if Batista dies, it won't be this season. Lundy's the big bad. That's an interesting take on it. I guess that's kind of true. I mean, he's like the anti-Dexter character. Although, as opposed to Lila, is likable though. Like, it was cool to see him come back. Unfortunately, he wasn't back for long, but Angel will be fine. I think so too. Obviously, at some point, they write themselves in a corner because he is getting very close to catching Dexter. So you have to do something with that character. I don't know. Like, they had Quinn get super close with Liddy, and then Dexter saves him from the blood stuff, and then Quinn just like backs off. There's a lot of theories that like Quinn knows Dexter is the Bay Harbor, or like knows he's a killer because Dexter saved him with like the blood stuff, and Quinn just was blind and really liked Deb. I don't know if I buy that theory fully, but I feel like Quinn knew something was off with Dexter, and he just was kind of a dirty cop, so he didn't overly care. Like in season 8, when him and Batista are pressing Dexter for killing the brain surgeon with the like pen. And Quinn's like, classic case of self-defense, which Dexter apparently gets a lot of self-defense claims. But I feel like Quinn knows there's more to Dexter than just being like a blood splatter guy, or blood spatter guy. But I don't know if he knows he's like this massive killer per se. But yeah, I think Batista this season will be fine. I think he's going to get close to the fire. It's just a matter of how do they navigate him without him getting in too much danger. We'll see. I don't know if the season's going to end with Dexter still being in New York, or is he going to have to like hightail it out of there? Not sure. The next question I had, does Leon Prater or Charlie know about Dexter? So I kind of posed that in the prior episode review with Peter Dinklage's character showing Dexter all of these trophies, and in quick succession, we have, you know, Trinity's hammer, we have the Bear Butcher's blood slides, we have the bed that the ice truck killer was killed on. Was it just for fan service to have those all kind of back to back, or did Leon know a little bit more and he's trying to kind of like hint at Dexter, like get under his skin a little bit and show him those things? I don't know. I mean, Charlie seems pretty smart. Like, they caught the dark passenger. Like, they found out where his location was and stuff. So for them to like not realize who Dexter is would be kind of surprising. But they've not overly shown that they do know. There's just kind of a lot of coincidences for them to not know. I don't know. Maybe after Lowell gets taken out, they'll get more onto him and get more suspicious. I'll say maybe for now they don't know, but I think they are going to find out sometime throughout this season. The next one I had was, will the season finale have a shocking ending? And I know we've had Clyde Phillips mention that the last episode's his favorite. Jadev pointed out that apparently he said that for New Blood also, and if that's the case, I don't put a lot of stock in it, but it's intriguing nonetheless. Also, if you're a creator of a show, you probably will say that because you want people to watch through the ending, and you made it, so you're probably gonna like it no matter what. But I don't know. And when I'm saying shocking ending, like end of season 4 of the original series type of stuff, they have not done that a whole lot. Normally, they have like a clean bow wrapped up finale for the show or for the season without having like a big twist. Like, if I'm trying to think of like all the seasons, was 4 really the only one with like a major twist ending that you didn't overly see coming? Could be. But with the show coming back and all this, I think there's I don't want to like give a cop-out answer, but I think there's a 50-50 chance of us having like a big shocking ending to this season. And I guess what counts as a shocking ending too? Is it like killing off a main character, or... I've seen a lot of people also talk about like Blessing maybe being a bad guy. I don't think that's the case. I feel like he's at most a red herring in that aspect, but I don't even think they're really hinting at him. I think he's just like a companion for Dexter. He's like kind of like Brother Sam was, just like a generally good person. And then the last thing I had written down in here when it comes to Dexter is, where do I expect this season will rank by the end of it, and like what kind of score do I expect? So thus far, through 4 episodes, I've given 1 positive and 3 neutral ratings, I believe. But 2 of those neutrals were towards the high end, and 1 of them was more towards the low end. So I would say as a whole, we've been probably closer to positive than anything thus far. I probably expect this to end with like what, like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's been solid. I don't expect it to be like the best season of Dexter all time. But as far as rankings, I'm trying to remember where I had every season in my rankings. I haven't done one since Original Sin came out, so that one kind of needs to slot in somewhere. let's see, kind of running through things. I don't think this will be better than the first 4. It's going to be better than New Blood. That's almost like a guarantee. It's going to be better than season 6, I believe. I think it'll be better than season 8. It's in that territory of 5 and 7, and also Original Sin, I guess. I think Original Sin I gave a 7 out of 10, and that puts it kind of between that like season 5, season 7 territory. After the first 4, but certainly before New Blood, season 6, and then season 8. I could see this season falling like 5th all time. I think it's going to be somewhere between being 5th and I guess that'd be 8th, right? Well, there's 10 seasons. Yeah, there's 11 seasons now. Wow, it's crazy to say that. So this is the 11th season of Dexter. And as I said, I think between 5th and 8th is where this will fall. I would be very shocked if it goes higher than 5th, and I'll be very shocked if it goes lower than 8th. So I'd say we'll just say it'll have a strong finish. We'll say this winds up being 5th overall, is my initial guess thus far. So pretty strong showing thus far with the show, and obviously in 4 hours we get episode 5. I will probably try to get the review out for this one a little bit sooner than I've gotten the prior ones. There's been kind of a lot going on that delayed the prior episodes, but I'm hoping this one will be I'm planning on recording it tonight. All right, so that wraps up some Dexter talk. If anyone hops in though and wants to talk more about either any of those topics or other Dexter related stuff that you can think of, definitely feel free to do so. But we'll hop in and do some Slay the Spire for a little bit too. Let me boot up Steam here. I will get back to Resident Evil 8 as well. I just figured to do something a little bit more chill for today. So yeah. But I'm looking forward to the episode tonight. Hopefully everyone is as well, and hopefully winds up living up to expectations. I'm hoping good things come from the Harrison-Dexter interaction, because that's honestly why a lot of people didn't like Harrison, was because he was just badgering Dexter. Like, we have our likable main character, then we have this new character. I mean, he was in the show technically, not Jack Alcott though. He comes in right away in New Blood, and he just starts badgering and berating our main character that we like. And while it made sense, because I mean, Dexter abandoned him, it made sense for him to be mad at him. It was hard to like get on board with Harrison as a likable character at that point. Then you had the extra stuff with him like bullying that kid in school and like attacking that kid. So I'm hoping now that they're converging, like Harrison's been awesome so far in the new season, and I'm hoping it continues now that he realizes Dexter's alive. I'm hoping he doesn't revert back to doing the old Harrison from New Blood stuff. You know, so we'll see if that winds up or not. Hey, Chris. Appreciate you hopping in for a bit. We just have been talking about some Dexter stuff thus far. I've not. So it's, for me, I'm assuming it's the same time for everybody, actually, because I think it drops midnight Eastern time. So I guess in a little under 4 hours, I'll check out the new episode. And I was mentioning earlier, planning to get my review out pretty shortly after the episode actually airs this time. So expect more of a punctual review compared to my last few. But I'm looking forward to it. Are you going to check it out tonight? I did run through some topics. If there's anything you want to chat about when it comes to Dexter, definitely up for that. But the few things I discussed was, who do I think is going to die for the rest of the season? Where will Lady Vengeance or Mia rank amongst like Dexter's? She's not overly a love interest thus far, but like female companions. I'm expecting her to be around that middle point. Like, I kind of have Rita, Lumen, Hannah, and then Mia, but Mia could pass Hannah though. I can say that safely now that JDev's not in the chat, I don't think, but I could see me being third potentially. And then Lila being fifth. I wasn't a fan of Lila. Other stuff we talked about, what will happen with Batista? I think he'll wind up being fine. This season at least. Does Leon Prater or Charlie know about Dexter? I'm thinking not fully yet, but I think they're going to learn at some point this season. Will the season finale have a shocking ending? I'm thinking there's a decent chance, but it's not a slam dunk because it's not normally what Dexter does. And then where do I expect this season will rank by the end, and what score would I give it? I'm expecting this season to, like, ranking-wise, fall between being, of the 11 now seasons of Dexter, 5th and 8th would be my guess. So that's kind of what I covered thus far. I'm happy to jump into any more of that or anything you want to jump into too. I might review it on Sunday on my TikTok account. Awesome. I would check that out, but I think TikTok, you have to have a TikTok account to like watch any stuff, and TikTok's not, at least currently, my jam. So, but I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think of it regardless. Have I seen the Avatar Air and Water official trailer? I saw that came out. I have not watched the trailer for it though. Did you check it out? Were you? So I haven't watched the last Avatar. I feel like I wanted to for the longest time, but then I was like, this thing's gonna be like 3 hours long. I'm never gonna devote time for this. But I really like the first one, so I imagine it'll be good. I just kind of feel like they missed the window a little bit with like having such a big time gap between the first and second one. But did you like the trailer? Are you intrigued by it? All right, let's boot up some Spire here. I guess, I don't know, should I kill the music here and just have Slay the Spire noises? I feel like the music probably works a little bit, but the official trailer was awesome. Had some great shots. That's kind of the thing with Avatar. Like the visuals are just so breathtaking that alone I feel like is worth the price of admission when it comes to Avatar. I imagine the story is solid too. I mean, the first one kind of did the whole like Dances with Wolves plot, but it worked. All right. Maybe we'll keep the music going and we'll just mute the game audio. I mean, this is a game that doesn't overly need the in-game audio. Maybe I can turn off the music at least. Maybe we'll do that. We'll keep the effects on. All right, let me put the music back on, but let me probably take out some of those louder songs. How was this one? Was this one loud? No, this one was chill. About. Okay, I think just two of these were. This one was loud. And then this one. Yeah, all right, so we'll play these. I think we'll just keep that going. I think volume levels should be fine with that. All right. Cool. Let me know if that winds up being too obnoxious either way with the volume, but I think that works. The second one had some awesome and cool vibes, effect shots. I mean, it looked like a great movie. I like meant to watch it so many times when it came to like streaming, and I just never did. I believe we're getting like 5 movies. Yeah, I remember a long time ago, at least, they talked about that, where it's like, oh, I have like all these movies planned for it. Like that's James Cameron, right, as the director. I just feel like they lost me with too much time passing. Like a lot of people mention that with Stranger Things having such a big time gap, but I'm able to get back into Stranger Things pretty easily. Avatar, because it's only like one movie that came out, it kind of was hard for me to like get sucked back into it, but maybe I'll wind up watching the second one sometime. And I'm sure it's awesome, so I imagine I'll get back into it like pretty quickly. right, let's hop over here. But I really like the first one. I remember, I guess I was probably in high school when the first one came out, and I took a bunch of friends and they were all like, this movie looks awful. And then they all loved it, and I was like, you guys are the worst. Because I got like so much grief to bring them to it, and afterwards they like admitted to it being a good movie. I was like, yeah, I thought it wound up being pretty solid. Just imagine if the Avatar 4 is like 4 hours after. Yeah, that's the other part. Those movies, that's partially why I haven't watched Avatar 2, is that I had a list of like movies I wanted to catch up on. And it's hard to pick that one when it's like 3 hours long, because you have to devote so much time. Like, I'd much rather commit to like an hour and a half horror movie where it's like, all right, you're in, you're out. It's funny though, it's like the ongoing joke where people talk about TV shows. What's that like meme where it's like, do you want to watch a 10-hour movie? And it's like, absolutely not. It's like, do you want to watch 10 one-hour episodes on this show? It's like, yes, sign me up. So I feel like when you break stuff up, it's easier to like accept watching something. 5 hours, I don't think so. I think that would struggle to be successful in the theater. I know people have talked about like having intermissions in theaters. I don't think that really works overly well. I feel like that works better in a play setting. I think even 4 hours, I couldn't see it. I think the very longest you can make a movie in theaters is probably like 3.5 hours. How long wasn't Oppenheimer super long? But I think any more than 3.5 hours, you lose people. I mean, it's why Lord of the Rings has their extended versions, but they weren't that way in theaters, because people just can't sit there that long, especially today. You mentioned TikTok. Not to sound like an old like curmudgeon, but I feel like with today's people, with their attention span, I'm the same way. Honestly, I can't sit still for that long when it's like, I mean, if you get me sucked into the world, probably, but the average person, getting them to sit there for that long without being on their phone or doing something else is a struggle. So I doubt a movie ever would be like 4 hours in theaters, especially because theaters already are kind of struggling to get people to go. So I think 3.5 is like the max that really works. You're more likely to get like a part 1 and part 2, which media companies probably prefer anyway, because they get to sell you 2 tickets instead of 1. So I think they would probably chop it up and be like, Avatar, Way of the Water, part 1, or whatever the new title would be. Let's see what the daily is for today. Okay, if you've watched me play this at all, you know I kind of hate the randomness because it takes away the strategy. I think we're just going to do... Yeah, we'll play some defects, sure. But I think Avatar 2 did pretty well in theaters. That came out like during Christmas time, I believe. So I think people are like will sign up for it. I just don't think that long would work for a lot of people. These are not the greatest starting points. Probably just pick the health one. Yeah. Go with the sure thing instead. All right, we'll try to do the heart. So we'll go for that. Not who I needed that to attack. Yeah, I think we're just gonna fully block after that. Chris, since you're here, I will propose to you the question. I probably will put a poll out about this and get people's opinions. Last year for October, I did a thing that I called 13 Horrors of Halloween, which for the last 13 days of October, I watched and reviewed a horror movie each day. And this year I'd like to do it a little bit ahead of time, so I'm not just like cramming all these at the end of the month. But I thought about asking people if they have like one movie that they would request, what everybody would like to see. So if you have one that you can think of that fits the horror movie genre and you're interested in like having it be discussed or talking about it, let me know and I will put it on the list of ones to consider. If something's on like a streaming service, that makes it a much easier choice for me to say yes to it. So keeping that in mind. I know a lot of stuff I think you have proposed before has been on like Tubi, which is awesome because everybody gets access to that. But last year when I did it, I kind of just selected a wide variety of things. Some like more recent horror, some a little bit older. A decent spread of like subgenres, some being like psychological, some being like supernatural. Kind of all over the place was my my goal. That's not going to kill you, unfortunately. This will, though, yeah. Not getting the best card offerings. I feel like foolish not picking any up because you kind of get in trouble against some of these early elites if you don't grab cards, but those aren't really good cards to pick up. Well, can't beat you, so we might as well just hold off the next turn. Now we can. Thank you. Ooh, loop or self-repair? I like them both. Self-repair kind of loses value when we get to the heart, but it does numbers until we get there. We'll pick up loop for this, for that purpose. Yeah, we'll go this way for that guy. 275 is a lot, but that's a kind of miserable curse to grab. I think I'm not going to wake you up yet. Yeah. Hit loop. Do we want to wake him up now? I mean, we have a decent attack here. Downside, if you dual cast, loop doesn't do anything in this turn, so maybe we wait. Yeah, we'll hold off. Now we come for him. Okay, so his extra ability is having a lot of health, which is not ideal. I could pop the regen. I think it probably makes sense. I think we just attack him. We kind of need to not make this fight last super long because our strength is only going to go down and our dexterity. Okay, the orbs are going to be what kind of saves us here because those will not get impacted by his curse. He's going to attack me one more time. Can I beat him next turn or do I not have a chance for that? I think we could if we get those two. So I guess we'll attack him. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't love these either. Do we want to heal at this point? I think so. Okay, they're attacking me, but do I want to block? Let's see what we get with that. Maybe I should hit recursion first. We'll do that. Okay, if I take you out, you're going to get stronger, but I think that's still the right decision. Okay. I like static discharge. It kind of screws up frost if you ever have those though, because it cycles them out. Grab beam cell, even though we don't have anything really to use it with thus far. This guy's gonna be a pain. Do we want bag of preparation instead of the key here? So we do have the chip, so we get to look at more and swap out. That kind of synergizes with that well, but at the same time, there's probably better stuff they'll get on the next couple acts. We'll grab it because it does allow kind of the most optimal first turn. We'll take on another elite. So like here, for example, I get to... I'll say it's probably take all of those out. You're so much more thoughtful about how you pick up that M. I mean, it's early. You can kind of just pick up whatever. I also am somewhat stuck in my ways where I still pick up the same stuff, so that makes it a little easier not to have to think. But it also prevents like other alternate strategies that I haven't explored. Like the cards I grab, I'm like tunnel vision on picking up those ones. If I'm playing as the silent, I am picking up anything Shiv related, regardless of if it helps me or if I have any existing cards that do much with it. Okay, here, if I evoke you, you'll be at 15. It's not gonna be enough. But is that better than Zap? Yeah. Problem is I need to get 3 strikes next turn. Have you seen the new sequel to Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix? I heard some mixture. You mean the sequel to Happy Gilmore 2? I have. Actually, I think my last video was the review for that one. If you want to check it out, I'm happy to, not to have a pun there, but I'm happy to share my opinion on it here. But I did review it. Did you wind up seeing Happy Gilmore 2? I'm assuming maybe you haven't because you said you heard mixed reviews. I mean, my thumbnail doesn't hide a whole lot. I did not like it. I'm kind of surprised the critics liked it as much as they did, and the fans. I thought it was... You watched it? What'd you think of it? I didn't like it, if I'm being honest. I felt like they rehashed all the old stuff. Like, they literally showed us clips from the first movie. And then they had as many cameos as possible. I mentioned in my review, if the goal was, like, have as many famous people in one movie, they probably set a record. Like, the most random characters are, like, recognizable faces, but they just didn't do much. So I'm like, why bother unless you're just wanting to include all your friends in a movie? I didn't really like it. I feel like it kind of did, like, it seemed like Space Jam 2 when they got to, like, the maxi golf thing, and it's just, like, explosions and lighting everywhere. I'm like, what? Who's winning this golf tournament? And I know that was the point, but it made it kind of unenjoyable to follow until you get to, like, the finale where he's, you know, putting or whatever. But they kind of tried to just rehash the same stuff. It's like, oh, here's Chubbs' kid. Oh, here's the guy with a nail in his head's kid. So, I know it's a comedy, so it's not supposed to be, like, overly, like, intelligent, but it wasn't one of my favorites. Same here, I didn't like the same scenes I did. Yeah, it just... It kind of, I mean, honestly, it was going to be a hard uphill battle anyway because Happy Gilmore is so iconic, and I mentioned this in my review too. I don't know if I can think of really any comedy sequel that came out over 20 years after the original. I know, what is it, Naked Gun is in theaters now. I don't know when the first one came out, but I have heard that that's been, like, well reviewed thus far, and it looked like the trailers for it made it look funny, so that may be an exception to that rule. What do you think of Eminem's scene, though? I was kind of neutral towards it. I did see a lot of people say that was, like, one of their favorite scenes, but honestly, he he once again was just doing. He was the kid of the jackass guy from first one. So I didn't find it super funny, even though a lot of people did like that part. Like he just yells like Detroit, yeah, and he gets like eaten by the alligators or whatever. There were two. I mentioned in my review. There's two parts that I did find funny in the movie. The first one being when Adam Sandler is like doing his happy place thing, but he's like an older person now, and he's seeing like the girl hold up the like low cholesterol sign, and he's looking at his pants and it's like a size medium, and he's like super happy. That was funny. And then the Scotty Scheffler going to jail thing I thought was kind of funny because that was like a real world thing. But the problem is if you're not a golf follower, that joke would have been like right over your head. Whereas I don't think the first Happy Gilmore really was intended for golf fans. But it seemed like this one, like all of the people that were at like the meeting with Happy, when all like the former golfers and whatever, like those are actually like current golfers. So I feel like that works for people that are in that world, but I don't think a lot of those faces are really recognized by people that are just fans of comedy. But to answer your question, I thought the Eminem scene was fine. It was kind of forgettable to me, but I know a lot of people did like that one. I kind of want to do a lot of things here, but we only have so much money. Like, I want both of these cards. I want this card, and I want this relic. This relic kind of costs a lot, though. I mean, as of right now, that relic doesn't do much for me because I don't have like a claw build yet per se, even though I would like to. So maybe we focus on these two. I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, we can grab Scrape now if we want to. And then sell a card. That seems fair. But yeah, I was definitely not a fan of Happy Gilmore. But I don't know, some of those older like 90s comedies, I wonder if like they would actually work today. Like are we nostalgia for it because it's in the past? It's not like if they made a Happy Gilmore today, would it still be funny? I don't know. I do have a claw now. Yeah, we'll grab that. Trying to think though, I mean, a lot of Sandler's like more recent stuff hasn't been the strongest. Some of those Netflix ones I don't mind as much. Like Hubie Halloween was okay. The stuff with him and Jennifer Aniston, like the murder party stuff, I think is okay. But they're also not part of like this franchise or IP that like I hold in high regard. Like when you make a sequel to a beloved movie, you take a big risk in like really turning people away like that. A lot of times that's tough. Like that kind of stains the original movie a lot of times. Like when New Blood, for speaking of Dexter, when New Blood came out and we got the ending to that, I didn't want to watch the original series of Dexter anymore because how they chose to end his character, at least at the time, made me not interested in Dexter because we know where he winds up and it's like, wow, that kind of isn't satisfying. So it's not as enjoyable rewatching the old stuff because you know where we inevitably get to. Okay, I think we probably do that here. So I think it's always dangerous doing like a franchise, you know, versus like a brand new idea where it's an isolated thing. It's not going to impact the original. I heard somebody say the other day when it came to sequel. I think maybe it was, speaking of Cody, that Jade had mentioned at the beginning of the stream. I think it was him that said this, that if you do a remake or like a reboot and it's bad, that doesn't impact your thought of the original. But if you make a sequel, then it does. I think that's pretty valid, because if you're continuing the same story, it does impact the original characters. But if it's like a new story with new people, not as much. We'll grab chill. And we'll probably grab the key here. Okay, what do we want to get rid of? Maybe even that. I think we're gonna hit this here. That works. I want to hit consume, but are we going to be able to break you if we do? We need to do 15 damage. Okay, that's going to be 9. We need to do 6 more. If we hit consume, then it'll be 6 exactly. So I think we can do that. Yeah. All right, now that we have such high focus numbers, our frost is going to be pretty much keeping us well alive in this fight. We just need to keep the frost up there because they're going to give us a lot of protection. Yeah, we're cruising at this point. This is definitely the point in a boss fight where you're pretty locked and loaded. Yeah, we'll do another one. Why not? Just hit defend there. Okay. Not much really needed here. We just need to hit him like a couple more times. Nice. Electrodynamics, big fan of that. Ooh, it's not the left one. I do like inserter, but we did pick up capacitor. Do we need both of those? I mean, it's hard not to take inserter. That's such a good like combo to consume. It's like counteracting it. So, well, I do want the energy, and this is like the best energy relic in my opinion. We're gonna pick inserter. Most of our cards we would like to get to be 0 cost anyway, so probably don't need a whole lot of energy. All right, left side we got 2, middle we got 2, right side we got 2. What about I think I'm going straight up the middle, honestly. I think I like that path. What do you think of Ozzy Osbourne on Tuesday? They got... Yeah, that was super sad. Bummer to lose like an iconic like rock star like that, or just honestly even just a person. It's never a good feeling when somebody passes away. I don't know. He had his like last show. What was it, like a month ago or something like that? 2 months ago. So I don't know how much of it was expected versus a total shock. I did actually go to a concert. I made a post about it on Monday, and they did some tributes for Ozzy, which was cool to see. This guy, Electrodynamics, doesn't really do well against, so... But yeah, that was definitely sad to have that take place, and I'm not like a major Black Sabbath fan, but I can understand and appreciate the impact that that band and Ozzy specifically had on like the rock genre. Yeah, we'll block. Take no damage here. Yeah, it seems like we've had a few celebrities as of late, unfortunately, pass away. we will do that. Not going to be able to beat him this turn. All right, he's dead. Steam Barrier I'm always mixed on. It works with the claw build, but is it really giving you that much block? Like, I try to focus on using the frost instead, but we'll take it, I guess. Take some gold. Okay, here Steam Barrier is kind of nice, and Electro is nice. Probably that. I was hoping to get dual cast. That's all right. Hit that. Probably just a defend here. Can't take too long with these guys because they run away, but I think the electrodynamics is going to make it a little bit easier. Still no. Oh, maybe they draw a dual cast. Nice. Don't want any of those. Capacitor, it does feel like that's kind of a waste in my hand against a lot of these like quicker fights. I also need to make some stuff free pretty soon. Definitely hit that. Okay, we're fully blocked. Nice. I'm not really using our potions too much, but we haven't really needed to. Ball lightning. I don't think we need it. I think we have enough going on, and I don't want to really cycle my frost too quickly. Honestly, it'd be nice to get the frost relic if we could find it at maybe at the end of this act. Not the best set of cards. All right, I could hit this and he's gone. So now we just, we can attack him actually, fully blocked. Oh, I forgot we didn't have like electrodynamics yet. I don't know if it's worth playing now. Yeah, we're just gonna go over there. Unfortunately, this guy's hanging around, though. There we go. Cool. Take cool-headed. The one that wasn't upgraded, unfortunately. All right, let's make some stuff free so that it gets like actually pulled when we search for it. Okay, Electro here is huge. I think we're probably going to play these two, so we can probably dump all of that. That would do a lot of damage, but I don't think he dies. I mean, I can search for chill with that, which would be nice. It's just, what are the odds that the next 4 out of 11 we get chill? You can try it. We did not, so kind of backfired. Good news is we can play it down, and he's, I think, just pretty much dead when I do. Nice. Hologram and Skim kind of work with that same approach. Skim, we don't have a lot of energy, so I don't know how much good it does for us per se. So maybe Hologram here. It is upgraded. Can we afford to upgrade here? I would like to. Take recursion. I think here we take the sapphire key. Not bad. Okay, you're almost dead. There we go. I think I keep getting the same potions, and I don't really need the upgrade potion. Let's see what we can buy here. I like a lot of this stuff, honestly. I like all of these. I like that. This is sneaky good when you're trying to beat the heart and you have that elite fight beforehand. Take you and see what we can buy afterwards. So we only can grab one of these. I mean, hand drill, we already have the vulnerable cards. So I don't know if we need that. Maybe we take the insect and we kind of go elite hunting. Sure. And we can still sell something too. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I just said we'll go elite hunting. We'll keep those. Really wanted electrodynamics to pop up. Unfortunately, did not. Probably should use one of these because I'm going to get a potion at the end of this. He's dead, so we can just go for you. All right, so we got 18 going, so they're both dead. So we can just target the guy on the right. We might as well play our 0 cost in case we cycle them back through with scrape. We did not, but that's okay. Forgot about the panache. Need to remember to have that. Yeah, this guy's toast. Only 3 energy panache is probably going to be hard to do without doing the scrape. I'll take over the eyes. We need some weaken in our hand. I don't like this guy. He's not attacking me yet, though, so that's a good sign. All right, 21 he's hit me for here, so we have to try to do something about that. Is it just scrape here again, maybe? Not exactly the best turn. We may need to heal after this fight. 28 health. That does feel like we should probably heal. I don't want any of those. Yeah, well, what do we got? You can be a problem for that like 50 attack. And I don't know if it's... I mean, electrodynamics makes it so I can target him instead of the outside guys. So maybe 28 health can be fine. Should we risk it and upgrade? I think we risk it, and if we lose, we lose. Give it a try. Maybe consume. That's kind of a nice one. That extra focus is kind of massive. We probably will pop some potions here, though, so let's see what we want to do. Cool-headed, do we want to play you already? I think we skip you and we try to get the like higher cost cards to come out now. They did not. I was hoping either Consume or Electro would get pulled. Alright, definitely gonna play you. Maybe I should have left that until I got Electro, but... yeah, we could be in trouble. That was kind of a rough first turn, realistically. Okay, you both this turn I don't like. I think we have to pop this, though, because we need to start hitting everybody here. Yeah, I don't like this setup, if I'm being honest. We're just going to probably pop every potion because I think we're probably dead. Yikes. Definitely should have healed it at this point, but that's okay. Problem is you took chill, so I'm not going to get the benefit of chill. Need to try to break him so I can get chill and at least get 2. Well. Okay, unfortunately... maybe I play holograms and I can make him weak. Seems fine. Alright, we're fully blocked. Don't need to play that. Kind of wondering if I should have played the Dex potion too, but I don't know how much it really would have helped me. Alright, are you gonna... is he going berserk next turn here? Kind of think he is. which puts me in trouble. I really want to consume. Man, without that, we're not really doing much with these orbs. Yeah, we're probably dead now. 51. Can weaken him. All right, 38. 18 plus. I think we're dead. 25. 36. Yeah, we're dead by 2. Well, we got a little bit too greedy. I think we had a pretty good setup to beat the heart, though. We just got a little too greedy with our health. That's okay. Decent run with him. We'll do a silent run, and then we may call at that point, because I will plan to do the DEXTER stuff tonight, too, so don't want to stream for too long. Okay, we'll take the easy intro here. Unfortunately, we can't snipe an elite, though. Yeah, we can at least have full health going into one. I pretty much never take that deal. Okay, I got some cards I don't really want to have paired together. Like, what was the one I grabbed? Discard, you get another energy. I don't really do the whole discard like build per se, so that doesn't do a whole lot for me. Grab finisher though. You know, I could go left and snipe this elite and then just wait to get the other key in Act 2. Maybe we try that. We'll make the mistake of grabbing you without any shivs, because why not? Grab the ruby key now. Adrenaline for sure. It's pretty easy to pick that one up. Finisher that turn would have been nice. Finisher this turn, not as nice. Not great. Okay, Tactician, you didn't really get pulled at the right time, unfortunately. Both of these are okay. We'll grab Dagger. It's a good early card. I think we'll take the bank, honestly. We can just not really spend any money for a while. Yeah, maybe you for now. It's a good first AoE attack. Like now. Question is, will I ever actually discard Tactician before I inevitably sell it? We'll find out. That was kind of nice. Lucked into that with that potion. Also lucked into that. That was huge. Okay, it'd be nice to get something Shiv based because we did pick up accuracy. This is going to be a tough elite. We may not do enough damage first turn to break him, honestly. I don't think I did that correctly. We do have a ton of health, so it really shouldn't be a major issue for this boss fight. We're gonna skip on those. The poison's nice to like break artifacts with, but doesn't do a whole lot for us right now. We may break him next turn, we'll see. We do 15. Maybe we will not. Pretty straightforward turn there. I think we just go for a big attack. Take a little damage. Full health and starting in this fight is pretty hard to mess up. We get to use Tactician, not that it does a single thing for us here. Nice. Super slow fight against this guy. We don't really have a whole lot of big hit attacks yet. So it's going to be a bit of a slow fight, but one we're not really going to be in super danger of losing. All right, we finally got him. After image, we'll definitely take that. Ooh, don't want this. These two I'm a little mixed on though. More energy on bosses or double potions. Double potions is sneaky good. I think I like that more, but at the same time, more energy is also kind of a nice aspect. We also have kind of mediocre potions right now, but that's going to change, obviously. You know what? We'll take the energy. I don't really like the potion one, but we'll switch it up. Okay, we do have to... Dang, that path sucks. I was going to say we have to grab this guy to get the key, but we miss out on so much by doing that. I think we still try it. We'll see how it goes. You know what? We'll just end the fight there. Not mess around. Backflip could make sense, especially because we do have that extra energy. Normally, backflip's not good unless you have more energy, because you can't really waste time drawing cards because there's nothing to pay off. We're gonna fight. Losing all of our gold is not really an option. Tempted to play that and do some more damage, but you never know what the skill is going to be. It could be just like a block-based thing that then doesn't help you. We are going to play it now, though. Yeah, honestly, we're going to play the other one, too. We're fully blocked, actually, here. Bear is a problem, but he's going to block himself next turn, so I think we go for the easier kill. Let's do that. Do that. Really wish we had finisher here, but we do not. Did draw it this turn. Okay, should be good. Nice. Got the mask too, which is a plus. Do we want another backflip? It's not upgraded. If it was upgraded, it'd be an easier choice to say yes, but without that, I don't know if that's worth it. We'll skip. We may find another one that's worth grabbing later. Okay, does that count as... Okay, spending gold at a shop. Tactician, do we want to dump it? I'm not happy that we got it in the first place. Is it better than a strike, though? I don't think so, because strike helps finisher be effective. Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of it. Please be the power card one I would take here. That's not really what I wanted. I mean, this actually kind of does numbers. It'll take out one guy all on its own, so. Except I need to draw it, but seeming less likely I'm going to. That's good enough. Dagger spray, I guess, because we can play that and the other one I just picked up. Actually, everybody's knocked down anyway, so we'll just do this. I don't know if Riddle with Holes really is in our strategy on its own. It is upgraded, but I mean, if you get a lot of strength, it can do a lot of damage, but we don't have that right now. We're going to skip, I think, because costing 2, that's kind of a tough card to play. It doesn't really work with After Image. You want to play a lot of cards, so We'll risk upgrading here too, because we don't have another rest, unfortunately, so this may be a mistake, but... Is it backflip here? Accuracy is kind of a pain to have in our hand. I always regret grabbing it when I don't have any shivs, but I can't help myself. Definitely that right away. I think we're just gonna go heavy on the attack and then block a little bit. Another after image, we can do that. Block is pretty important against this guy. Let's start there. All right, we did draw it. Nice. Wraith form. He's got 111. Wraith form or adrenaline? Problem is when Wraith form wears off, it's going to be not good for me. But honestly, we still have the double after images. I think adrenaline actually, because double after images, we pop that, we're getting 4. Oh, money. Nice. Just do that same thing and we should have him. All right, he's hit me for 24. Take 1 damage here. Decent trade-off. He's almost dead. Well, that's actually kind of a rough turn. I don't think we need leg sweep though. I think we'll just skip. Hit me for 45 though. Yikes. This could be worth playing this. What we got? Draw 3 cards or gain 6 block. We'll take the 3 cards, I think. Didn't get what I wanted, but can we... I think we can actually maybe beat you now. Yeah, we can. Cool. I do like Mummified Hand. Infinite Blades kind of works with After Image, because you're getting 1 block every turn. Footwork is always nice though. Like, footwork is amazing against the heart because you're just that much more likely to survive. We'll grab that. Honestly, we didn't actually lose too much health that fight, so pretty good. You know, we'll take that now. Forgot about the Mummified Hand too. That kind of came in clutch. We'll fully block. A little bit excessive, but that's okay. Cloak and Dagger, now we have accuracy plate, so... That was poor timing. Should be fine, honestly, this turn when it comes to blocking. We'll go for this guy. I normally go for the dude on the left, but when he's not saving him, I kind of pivot at that point. I would like a 1,000 cuts, I think, this turn too. Mummified Hand is huge. Obviously, if we get the Awakened one, I will not be happy. All right, that's 18 plus 24. So what do we hit you with 2 of these? And then, yeah. Actually, I didn't have as much energy as I was hoping. He's going to block for him now. This is why you don't go for the right guy. I don't think the colorless potion is going to bail me out here. Dang, that's unfortunate. Okay, because now I have to break through a lot more. That also wasn't great. Okay. Alright, we're fully blocked. Let's just continue trying to beat the guy on the right at this point. Blade Dance for sure. Need one of those in my regular hand. Nice. Sure. Just add even more of them. We're pretty safe at this point. Smoke bomb I don't really normally want because it means you don't get the reward from the fight, so I try to just avoid it. We have no poison, so maybe this is the time to grab the key. That's an amazing thing, but I don't think we're going to get it. The only poison I would consider picking up is the Envenom, where you get poison per each attack. But that's unknown, so we'll just go for the Sapphire key here. We'll transform a card. Just a strike, I think, is the answer. Well, as soon as we get some... I mean, this relic maybe will make it possible to get some shivs, but kind of need them at this point to make that worth anything. Two of my least favorite potions. One short, unfortunately. Do we still go for it, or do we fully block? We'll fully block because this guy's about to deal 20, and I don't want to take too much damage here. Adrenaline for sure. Dang, we're just not doing damage at all. Not bad, all things considered. Alright, you gotta go, though. I can't be hanging around with this guy. Thank you. We'll take Blade Dance finally. It's the only place I'm getting the card I need. Ooh, you're doing a lot. Should I swing these over at you? Okay, we need to put this guy away. Finisher with no attacks. Yikes. I have all of my defense. Sure, we'll take Endless Agony. It's free. But I drew it anyway. This is such a long fight. It really should not be, ever. Okay, there we go. Finally got what we needed. Nah. A lot of just normal fights here. I don't like that every defensive thing is now in my hand. We're just gonna dump that, because I don't know if he does a lot of multiplying attacks. Normally it's just a straight up high number. Sure. Yikes. We'll take Caltrops. I mean, stuff that's going to make other cards free is probably ideal against this guy, although that wasn't overly ideal. There we go. Okay. where you have a little bit of control. I like finisher, but not in this instance. I'm gonna keep taking power cards. Slowly and steady at this point. Doing no damage to this guy. We have caltrops at least, so we're hitting him with our scales, or our thorns rather. Okay, thank you. Finally a decent potion. Also, I did talk about, that would have been a nice relic to match. I forgot about Noxious Fumes. That, we're gonna take this. It's a major artifact killer. Love having that in my hand, even if I'm not going for a poison build. I still don't have any... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Shivs in my deck. I do have the potion for it, but it's not quite the same. I don't really want to waste that one now. Yeah, we'll grab that. Huh, it's now the time to use that. Maybe we hit that first, so we take minimal damage. Alright, what do we got here? We got 48 damage here. He's dead. And we'll go for you. Definitely take Cloak and Dagger. Any Shiv card I'm going to take. Even not upgraded. Yeah. This relic's going to save me from my bad luck of card drawing, just by eventually giving me what I need. Dump the smoke bomb. Do we want another footwork? I mean, we're kind of getting crazy with power cards, and if we get the awakened one, we're not going to be able to play a lot of them. But we'll test fate. Oh well. Of course, now I get the Shiv card when the accuracy goes flying by. Do we have two, though? I think we have two. Yeah. Non-upgraded 1,000 cuts when the other guy's almost dead. We'll do it, but I don't love it because now it's going to give me a negative status card. Also, that's not really optimal to play because you're swapping something for nothing. Yeah, I'm just like giving myself a bunch of those dazed cards. I think we stop there. Don't love this. Sure. I'm going to draw all days next turn anyway. Pretty much, yeah. Should I just put you in my hand at that point? I have one shift card, so is that worth playing accuracy for? I don't think so. I think we just skip here. Now we have 2 though, unfortunately. You know, surprisingly, we kind of are pretty well blocked after that. Dash is kind of nice against this guy because it's an attack card, so it's not giving him that buff. Slowly and steady against this guy. All right, he's gone. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's already poisoned. Take you. We're pretty good on health. I think we're solid enough to do some upgrading. What do we want to pick? It'd be kind of foolish to pick either of these, even though I like the idea. I think footwork. Keep that for maybe his second phase. We'll grab another one of those. Why not? I don't think I need another accuracy, though. We unfortunately are not getting the benefit of it as is, so... Just taking our time with this guy. Yikes, 27. I mean, we can weaken that a little bit here. Yeah, we're mostly blocked. Nightmare is kind of tricky. I always am tempted by it, but I don't feel like... Like, I've done it with Wraith form one time, which was wild. It actually saved me, but it's kind of for certain moments. Okay, he's fully blocked. Backstab, sure. Just a free attack. It's always unfortunate when they shake off the poison. It would be kind of too strong if they didn't, but still, I kind of wish they didn't at times. Yeah. Just cycle through, get closer to that. Take Caltrops. Not upgraded, not ideal, but it'll make something free. It'll make the worst card possible free. Sure. I mean, we have 5 dexterity. Why not? Well, let's just go Wraith form. Especially if we... I mean, we're going to draw it now for sure, so that really helps out here. Hmm. 24 damage or next turn double. I think next turn double is the better value. Yeah, I don't want any of those. We need to do attacks now. Oh, that was not great. Can we... Give me an attack card, please. Okay, at least you gave me one. Could play the potion now and probably do a lot of damage. Wraith form's about to wear off. We'll wait on it. Nice. Backstab. Okay, 54. So he's hurting us pretty bad here. We can hit him with the piercing finally. Should draw attacks. I mean, we're fully blocked. Let's take a chance. Okay. We're blocked at this point. Need to do another 29. I think we can skip here, then just hope we get enough. And if we don't, we can play the potion. Alright, we need to do 16 plus 5. I think we got him here. Yeah, cool. Kind of drawn out, but good enough. Always take adrenaline. I mean, technically this applies to our neutralize at least, so there is that. We just need to actually get shivs also. Honestly, probably one of the better options for final Act 3 boss here. Alright, left, we're not going to do that choice again. We also are still getting a lot of gold, so we can choose if you want to spend it or not. We go up the mid, right, we can hit 3 heals, but there's not much elite action there. Left side, there's a lot of elites. I don't like it when it's like so heavily one way or the other. It's like, do you want to face 5 elites or 0? It's like, well, give me a little both. But that's kind of the randomness. Like, part of me just says, like, let's go up this very simple path. Yeah. Let's do it. Just playing cards. Not really much strategy. We're just kind of playing cards. Here's the Envenom I was talking about. Kind of nice. That or Terror. Grab Terror. The downside is once you kill somebody, that's going to be gone. So you can't play it at too poor of a time. Okay, so we're taking a lot of hits here. I don't know if I can do much about that. Play U3. That's 24 then. Could pop that. And maybe the time to finally do that here. $14. I mean, both of those, he's gone. I don't think that was the right move to hit him with that. I should have hit him with Finisher. Now should I switch? The problem is I'm going to take slightly more damage. Just do that to get one more block. And I'm hoping we can do something to beat this. We'll do that because we need something that puts damage out there. All right, thank you. We still are not getting what we need. I mean, prepared is probably the pick here. There's backflip too, though. 2 backflips is probably the right amount to have in your deck, even though one's not upgraded. Thousand Cuts kind of makes sense here. Wraithform also, because it makes his Thorns actually 1. That's kind of a sneaky benefit. So I probably should have done that. Oh well. Yeah, I think we're probably good. Just kind of slow playing this now. We'll grab you in the event that you're still alive when I draw that here. He is not, unless I, nope, I was just saying unless we draw into that. Okay. We're just doing damage by playing cards. Not actually doing any damage with my cards, but just play a bunch of block cards here. Nice. I really would like some... Oh, come on. I mean, I'm... Let's grab Footwork, honestly. We're not threatened by playing power cards anymore, so... Do I want Bandage out of my hand? That wasn't great timing. Because, I mean, 4 health isn't going to do a lot, so I think we just get rid of it. Take Cloak and Dagger, sure. I think this is another one that just getting Piercing is out is probably smart, because it won't help us too much. I don't know if that was the right choice for that, actually. Because I'm going to draw all of my power cards at one time now. Pretty accurate. We have what, like 3 after images in play though? At least 2 of them? 2 of them? Yeah. This one's gonna hurt a little bit. We should probably just take that potion, honestly. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Man, we don't have a lot of damage output. We're just kind of like surviving long enough with what we have. I mean, Impatience isn't the worst. It's like another after image play. I don't have a lot of attack cards. It's really just my neutralizes and like a few other things. We'll grab it though. It does play on after image kind of well. Dump that. Well, 36, that can kill this guy, but taking 13 damage if I do that. I think we still do it. There is Wraith form. Okay, now we need to do a lot of damage this turn, otherwise my dexterity is going to start to drop here. All right, that was pretty solid. Honestly, if I got that a lot of shiv option, that'd be nice. 3 backflips is probably too many. Of course, you give me the upgraded one now that I would have preferred. I'm going to take it because we need something to keep the game going because I don't have damage output. I think another footwork upgrade would make sense. I mean, after image early also would make sense. Do I have 2 of them, right? All right, you only have 1. I just keep creating a second one. That's probably actually the answer because I need to have that early against the heart. And if I get bad luck where it's like last hand, I'm going to be in trouble. Do we cash in here or do we wait to do it against the, or like after Act 3? I think we do it now because that gives us 2 shops as opposed to just going all in on 1. Another accuracy. Honestly, this is kind of nice. Also, if I take a chance, I could get some shiv cards with this one. I pretty much never pick that up, but that may come in handy. You know what? We'll take a risk. Do like that. Okay, you're giving me a bunch of them, though. I don't know if I want 2 of them. Endless Agony technically is a little better. Come on. You're giving me all these things that are like the same cards. This was like the worst use of this. Sure, we'll pick another accuracy. Why not? Take another backflip. And then we don't want any of these, I don't think. Should I just go for like 4 accuracies with no shiv cards? Or 3, I guess. I think we take out a defend because we've gotten a bunch of backflips. Vulnerable is kind of tempting because I don't have anything else that does vulnerable. Let's do it. All right, let's end it on that. Should I upgrade it so it hits both people? Would be good against this boss and would be good against the next elite. But then after that, it kind of loses value. Sure. I should just take the fruit juice too. We're just gonna do that now. No reason to hold on to it. Tungsten rod, that is huge against the heart. That with after image, that combo may keep us alive. We may do 0 damage, which is a problem actually, because the heart you can't like hang on forever with because eventually he starts doing like 100 damage or something crazy. Like even more than that, honestly. Okay. Let's go to you. How many power cards can I just constantly play? I mean, we are very power card synergistic, so it definitely makes sense to do it. Okay, he's dead. We need to do some attack, so let's grab anything that does any. I just realized that draws if I don't have attacks. It doesn't draw attacks. Nice. Nah. Yeah, we'll do some more upgrading. There's probably some, I think, footwork again. Just make us like insanely strong defensively. I don't know if I've ever had 3 accuracies without a shift card. It's kind of impressive. We'll do it to defend. Oh, that was not really necessary. Doesn't help us much. Go this way in case we want to fight the elite. I don't know if we do, but it's not an absolute no, it's for sure. This is going to be an interesting ending because we can't do any damage, but we also may not really take damage. Storm of Steel. Take that all day. Didn't draw it, unfortunately, though. Still didn't draw it. We'll face the elite. See how it goes. Yeah, that works against these guys. Anything that hits multiple people is probably a good choice. It's an unlucky draw, though, I will say. He's dead. Let's weaken him. Sure. Honestly, 1,000 Cuts would be an amazing power card because at least that will do damage, but we just haven't been lucky enough to draw it thus far. I do like the ice cream. Probably prepared. Well, I mean, the escape plan's pretty solid. We'll pick you up because if we get this dexterity like stacked with that, it becomes kind of a nice weapon. I'm tempted to upgrade accuracy, but it just doesn't do much until... We'll do neutralize because let's try to keep somebody weak consistently. Do we care to upgrade these? Nah. I think with full health, we should be okay this fight. But you never know, I guess. I need to remember I have the ice cream now, so don't go crazy on stuff if it doesn't make sense to. So like now we're fully blocked. Just played that to get it out of the hand, honestly. Take cloak and dagger. Something with the shiv. Yeah, we're pretty solid. Oh, corpse explosion, that's huge. I'm going to throw it on the left guy and pretty much locked and loaded once we take him out. Yeah, we're pretty unstoppable at this point. At least here. I'm still unsure about the heart, but we'll see how that goes. And I guess the elite fight could be tough. We didn't get anything to make them weaker, right? The elites. We just have so much block with dexterity. Okay, 2 damage on you and the fight is over. Corpse explosion came in clutch there. I do think drawing cards with that one relic is going to be probably enough to do damage if they're the right cards, obviously. Probably just backflip. Some extra block. Let's see what we get here. Terror, I kind of think is the right choice. Caltrops is also nice, and the ghost in the jar. Caltrops is nice to do damage. I think I want the ghost in the jar though against the heart for his like 60 attack one. Yeah. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's try not to use any potions here, but we may have to depending on how it goes. Okay, I guess I want to look at the guy on the left here. Not that it really matters. Nice. Probably should have weakened you because you're going to actually attack me next turn, whereas the other guy, I'm not sure if he would have. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Let's see if we can block most of it. Definitely weaken him there. Okay. Kind of back in the driver's seat a little bit. Dang, Terror would have been nice. Oh well. You're hitting me for 36. I don't love that. I have like the worst luck with timing playing the escape plans. Like, I have so many skill cards and I keep playing them when I don't draw them. Alright, we're super blocked. Pick up Cloak and Dagger. I think we're in pretty good shape. I don't think we can, fingers crossed, screw up this fight too bad. I think we're going to keep the ones we have. The steel isn't overly worth it, but I mean, that's another 4, but we'll just move on. Outmaneuver could make sense here. We have a couple of you, right? So I could play that now if I wanted. Probably didn't need to play that if I'm going to play you, though. Yeah, I kind of wasted an energy there. Crippling Cloud is tempting because it'll keep him weak for a while. I think we're okay, though. That's where Caltrops would have been huge. Here's where we're probably going to play the Ghost in a Jar, if I'm being honest. Well, we did get Survivor, but I think it's still probably the good choice here. Do we want to take the bandage up and, like, get it out of our hand? Forgot about the top, so the answer was yes to that question. Actually, we probably don't need to play the Ghost in the Jar anymore. We'll keep that. Infinite Blades, yeah, let's do it. As I said, that we can't be too careless here. Do we... A Wraith form could be helpful, but I mean, we do have 11 dexterity, so I think we're gonna hold off, though. We do literally have the Ghost in a Jar, so it's kind of like a Wraith form anyway. We have so much block. It is absurd how much block we have. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, but that's okay. As I said, though, we can't have this fight last too long because I know we have a ton of block, but this guy will eventually make us pay. 72 for a shiv. Wow. It was a massive turn. All right, yeah, we're pretty good now. These escape plans are worth so much if we draw a skill. Go double next turn. That's probably more valuable. You know what? We'll play you now. Try to avoid taking any damage against this guy. Alright, 48, huh? Let's see what we can do about that. Yeah, this guy's toast. Goodbye. That was a pretty crazy run, considering we had 1, 2, 3, 4 accuracies with 0 shiv cards. Wild. Also, how many power cards do we have in general? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, I think, unless I missed one. We didn't really have a strong, like, one thing. We just had a lot of dexterity. That was kind of the build. Yeah, that's true. The ice cream kind of made it a little bit easier at the end, too. That with the top kind of kept a chain going, but we were not really in any danger of losing there. The mummified hand is kind of the reason I kept picking up power cards too, because you're just getting free stuff. You're getting the benefit of the power card without paying for the power card. So, nice combination of stuff. Tungsten Rod also just is insane against the heart. It can't be overstated. This also made power cards smart. I didn't need the healing, but in case I did, it was nice to have. So pretty decent run there. All right, that probably will wrap up the stream for today. I do plan to watch episode 5 of Dexter Resurrection tonight and hope to do a review shortly afterwards. And we'll get that posted. I debate one of these times doing like a live afterwards, but it would be like a super late night thing. And I don't know how many people would be up for watching that. Obviously, you could watch the VOD in the future or whatever, but we'll see. I'll toy around with the idea because I do plan to do a little bit more live stuff this week. But yeah, looking forward to Dexter tonight, and we'll get that review out ASAP. My goal would be to have it up like, I don't know, like a few hours after the episode, but downside to doing that is results in like a super late night thing. So I'm not going to commit to that per se, but I will say the review will be up at least within the next day after the episode airs. So, but ideally pretty quickly afterwards. So, but yeah, that wraps up today's stream. Appreciate people hopping in. Lexi, as always, you, Chris, and JDev. Thank you guys for hopping in, talking Dexter, watching some Slay the Spire. Just kind of a chill hangout stream for today. Nothing too crazy. So other than that, I will plan to as I said, do more lives this week. And I'll let you guys know if any video ideas come about. I'm a little bit 50-50 on seeing Together. It's gotten really good reviews, but I don't know if, like, body horror is not overly my thing, but if it's a good movie, I'm like up for engaging with it potentially. So we'll see. Weapons the following week is pretty much a sure thing, but Together I'm a little bit waffling on. So other than that, appreciate people hopping in and hanging out for a bit, and I'll make sure to catch you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.